Hi, my name's Dan Junkie, and my lay summary is on stickleback imprinting, and it was called Do All Mothers Know Best? Imprinting is a strong factor in offspring development in many animals, and it happens because of hormonal changes in the mother's body, which are transferred to the offspring while still in the mother's body. So in this case, would be stickleback eggs, and the mother would be transferring her hormones to the eggs while they're in the body still. Um, Imprinting can affect many things such as brain function, immune function, and behavior. And in this picture here, the baby is listening to Mozart, which is um, just classical music, and it's supposed to affect the human brain development. And a lot of times, what you'll see is actually the mother's listening to Mozart while the baby's still in the womb, and it's supposed to make the baby smarter, apparently. Imprinting in sticklebacks can produce hormones and signals when under a stress situation. So when sticklebacks encounter a predator such as the northern pike, uh, they'll produce stress hormones, and these hormones and signals imprint on the offspring through the bloodstream and other methods. Normally, these hormones and signals are used to benefit the young stickleback in their future environment, because what the mother can can do is actually relay her information been that she's been taking from her environment to her offspring, which is a very advantageous thing in the animal kingdom. Sticklebacks have many defense strategies: shoaling, predator orientation, various spines, and freezing behavior. Shoaling is basically just a variant of schooling. Predator orientation is actually physically recognizing the predator and orienting towards it. And freezing is basically just sticking in one place. In this research study, in order to find the effects of imprinting, the sticklebacks were tested using fake predators in a lab. And during a fake predator encounter, a stickleback mother would produce a large amount of stress hormone. And there's a picture of what a fake predator might look like. Stickleback mothers were chased at random times in the study with fake northern pike to introduce the eggs with stress hormone. And there was also a control group that was allowed to just basically live happily ever after, and the eggs were not exposed to any hormones. And then after the treatment, the stickleback mothers were allowed to birth their eggs, and then the eggs grow into juvenile sticklebacks. And then these juvenile sticklebacks were placed in a tank with real northern pike, and when they were placed in the tank, it was just one stickleback and one predator. And then behavior of these sticklebacks was measured, and survival was timed for the research study. And then the sticklebacks who were exposed to predators were actually found to be less likely to survive than the control group of sticklebacks. And there's only one behavioral difference that caused all of this, and that was the predator orientation behavior. So the sticklebacks that were introduced to stress hormone and predators were less able to orient themselves towards the predator, which made them less likely to survive. We know that information can be transferred from a mother to her offspring because of this study, and we also know that there are many variables to these reactions in different situations. This study is good for those things, and I think it has a lot of useful meaning. But at the same time, I think that this study definitely portrayed the wrong the wrong thing, because many other studies that I've found um, show that the mothers being introduced to predators prepare their young for the environment and do it in a way that won't cause them to die more quickly. It just makes sense. So I feel that this study could have been done better. I think it could have been more inclusive. I think more behavioral traits should have been measured, like shoaling. in other research study that I found, the fish that were exposed to predators were more likely to exhibit shoaling behavior, which could have changed the results in itself. And like I said earlier, these sticklebacks were measured one-on-one with the predator, so they couldn't school with other fish. And then more variables should have been accounted for, and if possible, real predators should have been used for the treatment instead of the fake ones. And that concludes my research study. Here are my references. The top one I used for my paper, and then the bottom was just supplementary material. Thanks.